Are you a sucker for spicy contemporary sport romances? What about ones that are more like a rom-com? What about ones that have baseball themes? If that sounds like that's your jam, then you should definitely stick around. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Off Season by A.K. Landow. I gave this one 4 stars and 3 on the spice meter. Now this book is book 4 in the Extra Inning series, and it can be read as a standalone. But I do want to tell you, if you do decide to read it as a standalone, do know that it is going to give spoilers to the previous 3 books, big time. So if you do have intentions to go back and read the other books, you're going to kind of know exactly what happens in them. So there's going to be big, giant spoilers. So if you're somebody who's going to be like, you know, I really want to read those other books, I would just go ahead and read them first and then go on to this book. But if you're somebody who's like, you know, this book sounds really good, but I'm not sure about the other ones, I don't know, kind of weigh your options. But I'm telling you, if you do decide to read this one, you're going to get a lot of spoilers to the other 3 books. But again, it can be read as a standalone. You're just going to get a ton of spoilers for the other books. Personally, I read the other 3 books, so obviously I'm going to recommend you read the other 3 books in orders. But you do what you want to. Again, it can be read as a standalone because it does kind of give you a heads up on what's happened in the 3 books. Obviously, if it gives away spoilers. But as you know, my reviews are spoiler-free reviews, so I'm going to give you a review without giving away spoilers on the other books, so go ahead and stick around. Some of the things you can expect from this book is spice, baseball themes, and friends to lovers, LGBTQ plus themes, childhood trauma, a twin bestie, and a fake relationship. So some of my thoughts on this book is, because I did read the previous books, I did know the characters going into this story, and so I was excited. These characters are kind of goofballs throughout the entire previous 3 books. And in the previous 3 books, you definitely got to see the tension building, so you kind of knew there was going to be quite a bit of tension. Now, I do have to say, I definitely did not see the plot that was going to be happening in this book. It completely caught me off guard, and I do have to say I did not see that coming, and I have to admit I absolutely really enjoyed it. But I do want to say, if you have never read an A.K. Landow book, she does write good rom-coms, but her rom-coms are not just a rom-com. She writes a lot of depth into her story. So when you heard me say that she writes some childhood trauma in there is depth. So you are going to be in there laughing, but there is a point where your heart is going to be definitely invested into this, and you're going to be like, man, this hurts. And you're going to be like, what? Like you're like, there's a lot. Like, she writes a lot of depth into her stories. So sometimes I know we read rom-coms and you're like, oh, you know, and you're laughing, and you just don't just think, okay, this is a lighthearted rom-com. Yay. Don't get me wrong. It is a lighthearted rom-com, but because she writes depth into her stories, there's more than just like, there's a lot that's also going on inside this than just the plot. Like the characters have layers upon layers upon layers. And that's just how A.K. Landow writes her characters. I mean, that's all I can say. That's just how she writes her layers. Are her characters. They're just very layered characters. And so that's what I'm going to tell you. So make sure that you go into this prepared, that yes, you're going to be laughing at the characters because they are absolutely hilarious, but you got to have your heart also prepared because you are going to have it. You're going to be emotionally, you know, just destroyed a little bit because that's just what she does to you. Just be prepared because it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. It is what it is. The book is spicy, but it's not overly spicy. And the spice has a lot of humor in it, which is kind of like, you wouldn't expect the spiciness to be humorous, but there is a lot of humorous spicy. Like, I know that's weird to say that there's humor spicy, but there is a spicy scene in this book that absolutely had me like, I'm like laughing. Like, I can't even tell you, like, I don't want to give spoilers away, but there is a scene in the book that I had to physically set the book down because I was laughing so hard that I was tearing up because I just see it in my head and I'm just like laughing so hard. There's a lot of banter that goes back and forth between the characters, and with the fake relationship, you know where that's going to go with the trope. So that's a lot of fun as well. This one also has the he falls first trope, which was absolutely great. Overall, I really enjoyed this book, and I definitely would recommend it for anybody who is a sports contemporary romance lover that also enjoys a good rom-com. I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick overview of this book so you decide whether you want to read this one or not. Again, this is a sports-themed contemporary romance. Cam and Cheetah start as friends and develop into more. Cheetah feels pressure from his family to settle down, while Cam runs from anything long-term. Cheetah seems different to her. She doesn't want to run from him, which only makes her panic more. When Cheetah needs a favor, Cam agrees to help. Except this just may complicate the relationship even more. This book is so funny. And again, it is so complicated with the other emotions. It just completely had me on an emotional roller coaster of emotions. I absolutely loved it. And I think you just might too.